What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, doing a Wasianiverson VOD review because, I mean, look at this guy's AVP, look at his scores, look at his LP. He made a crazy run up to almost 2K LP, and then sadly, the thing happened that happens to any TFT player when they get close to hitting 2K LP, is he took a fat eighth and was minus 100 LP. But still, I mean, by anyone's definition, he had an amazing run-up. Yesterday on stream, just played really well, and this game I thought was really interesting. This was just a very intuitively well-played game from Wasian that looked kind of doomed for a while, and then he managed to piece it together. Also, as you can tell by my voice, I'm still a little bit sick, so I'm keeping the cam off, and we will just watch some Wasianiverson. Hoping better tomorrow for my my tournament that I am running at 2 p.m. Central Time for anyone in my Metafy coaching group, specifically for Legendary Tacticians, but we're filling some extra slots from people in TAC University. So if you are in either of those programs, we have, as far as it looks right now, as long as no one else decides to play, we have one more slot open. So if you're in either of those programs, you should be able to play in the tournament. It's a $500 prize pool, so definitely go check it out. Either way, we'll find the last person, but yeah, if you're in either of those programs, definitely go check it out. Okay, so we start the game off here with a lot of pairs. I really actually like how Wasian plays this early game. He could make gold here, right? But he's saying, I actually can't sell a lot of this stuff. I have Timebreaker paired, I have Leona paired, I have Primordian paired up. Like, there's all of these different units that I actually kind of need to hold here. So I think a lot of people would be kind of like, you know what, I'm just going to sell my entire bench here and make gold here. But Wasian actually holds all these different openers, saying, I have to. I must hold all of these different openers here. And now that it gets to 2-3, okay, now it's 2-3, we really need to make some gold. So we're going to start selling some stuff off, but he even opts to hold on to this Leona pair here over the Timebreakers, I believe. I think he ends up selling off either Ezra Pantheer, which makes a lot of sense. We've talked so much about how broken Leona is on this patch. That's basically what the entire yesterday's VOD was about. I watched a game from Dish Soap the other day where he hit Leona 4-star. Yeah, these Leonas are just not reasonable. Cosmic Hex Sparring Gloves. Okay, so this is where the game actually already starts to get interesting. He sees this start. I think a lot of people would just say, you know, maybe I'll just like take the gloves here. I can play to some kind of like AD flex here, even like AP thingy here, right? Like take gloves, go like JG Nasters or something, play into AP from here. It's a little awkward, but if we get our Leonas, we can certainly play into it, and it makes a lot of sense here. Wasian opts to take Cosmic Hex here, which you can see is just like not very popular usually in general. He's got all of these other people who are taking Kale, a few people with Cosmic Hex, but you know, definitely a pretty decent split here. And then he's going to take the, I forget what he takes here. Does he take Belt or Glove? I think I was surprised by what he took here. He takes something last second here. Yeah, I didn't even get to see what he took. He ends up taking Glove. He ends up taking Glove here. But this, and then this next shop, opens up a really interesting idea for Wasianiverson. His idea was, I'm going to take Cosmic Hex here. I already have this Maokai. If I can start scaling a Maokai on 2-5 here with Cosmic Hex, he's multiplying the amount of extra HP he gets from, you know, Cosmic Hex because he's a Maokai. He's getting that extra HP from his passive. And so we can actually play this board here, which is one of these other Miss Fortune reroll boards. I have talked about how Miss Fortune reroll is on the up. They're going up. They're golden. But they... We have not actually looked at this version of the line specifically, which is a cool one where you play around Urgot to link up with Belveth, get Marauder on your board, obviously get Challenger in on your board, get Maokai in. Usually you're actually playing Aatrox on this board, but Wasianiverson actually ended up slamming LW here. So one, we don't want to play Aatrox because we already have the Shred, and two, it's kind of easy for us to just cut out some of this stuff as long as we reach Kindred, right? Once we reach Kindred, then we can drop out of Akali, get you know, still 2 Marauder in via that, and then yeah, you can kind of see him team planning the entire comp out there, and then just play more Challengers. Because we've seen Challengers, I mean, it got buffed up this patch. It was already pretty strong last patch. It's just good. It's just good in general to play vertical Challengers a lot these days. All right, first Augment here, because this is the LeBlanc delayed Augment portal. This was already a really interesting pick that I thought, in hindsight, makes a lot of sense. I was surprised in the moment, but in hindsight, absolutely genius from Wasianiverson here. because we're playing 3-cost reroll, we're going to need a lot of gold this game to actually like make it out. And so my thought is, you know, team building, it's a kind of crummy augment in general, but this is going to allow us to hit our units. We won't end up, you know, in jail of like not hitting MF3 or not hitting Urgot 3 or Maokai 3 or something like that. We are going to be able to hit our units. But Wei Shen has a different idea here. He sees Focus Fire and he says, this actually sounds insane in our spot here, if you really truly think about it. 10 AD for our entire team. Every 5 seconds, they gain 5 more. We already have a beefy front line in this Maokai. So we're going to have fights that are going to last relatively long. I mean, that's what our entire first God Boon is giving to us, is just a Maokai that is going to scale up and be very, very tanky across the entire game. So 1, that's insane. 2, we're playing 4 challengers. This is a trait that just gives us a bunch of extra attack speed. And so the cardinal rule of TFT is play for things that multiply well off of each other. We have a bunch of attack speed already, so we might as well take something that gives us a bunch of AD to scale up that attack speed. So this already makes our board quite strong. He actually gets assassinated by the Talon, which feels horrible because he really would like to win this fight, but the board is so good, Belveth locks in and we actually win this fight, which is so crazy. I don't know, sometimes I see Wasianiverson win some fights that I would never see anyone else win. Okay. Second augment now, we can look at this. Jail, not really amazing. We can just kind of build spell crit naturally on MF. Too tanky. You could think about some kind of like too tanky Maokai cook here. It seems a little crazy, but low-key something that you could think about here. But he sees Care Package and he's like, okay, we must take this. Care Package is like one of the best augments in the game for reroll. Gives you the dupes, gives you the items, gives you everything you could ever need. So we have to take Care Package as our second augment. The only thing that we're missing out on right now is, yes, Care Package can give you dupes, but it can also not give you dupes. And so we still need Econ in this spot here, or else it's going to be quite tough for us to find our board. Tough for us to like actually 3-star everything, rotating to this guy, who actually has a pretty strong board. So I think, yeah, we end up losing to this guy. So that's actually a loss. And then we're going to go into our last augment. Apotheotic Clockwork and Electrocharge. These are all pretty awful. We don't really need more items because we took Care Package, which is going to give us some items very likely. So yeah, we don't really want any of these. Replication could be okay into things like Glove or Sword or even like, you know, belts, maybe your chain, finish out our Maokai items pretty nicely. So this seems like okay, probably better than either of these two. Electrocharge doesn't make that much sense when you just have one big frontliner. You want a lot of other frontliners. And he rolls and sees these options: Earth Gambit, Arcane Victory. Once again, would be like, okay, I guess I'm just going to take like Replication here and get some items for our units. Like every single augment Wei Shen surprised me here. And this is another one where Earth's Gambit is his idea here, which makes a lot of sense. Once again, if you think about it, we can go for Challenger Spat here. In an ideal world, we just need to find a loss in this round, which Wei Shen doesn't really want to like actively into this round because it's going to cost him a lot of HP, but he does really want to lose. But he scouts his matchups here and says, okay, actually, it's pretty likely that I am going to lose a fight here, so I can take this loss relatively easily, which is good because this makes him lose and gets him the ability to get Pan, which lets him make Challenger emblem. Challenger, of course, it did get buffed this patch. Starlight Hex, Chain Vest. Starlight Hex doesn't really do anything here, so he's going to opt to take the glove for Miss Fortune, and then he does get the bow here. Sad that we can't take the Urgot here, but we just have to make the Challenger Spat in the spot, and we get the IE for MF here. So yeah, the item situation ends up actually working itself out very, very nicely. We get our Challenger emblem, this 30% attack speed, extra healing onto Urgot, and Challenger got buffed up this patch. So it's actually just insanely good in a spot like this. He can opt to make Vow or Crown Guard off of this chain. I think Crown Guard makes more sense here, and yep, he does opt to make Crown Guard here. Sadly, this Riven is doing Riven things and just wraps straight to our back line, so she's just going to instantly kill the MF. We're going to take a pretty chunky loss here, which is really, really bad for his HP, and bad for his ability to stabilize, because if you look at Wei Shen's spot now, the main thing that we are really, really, really lacking in this spot is the ability to actually hit our entire board. I've talked about this a lot as well. 3-cost reroll is one of the most expensive types of comps that you can go for. Because if we want to reach our, true max cap, 3-star Miss Fortune, 3-star Maokai, 3-star on the Urgot as well, it's just a lot of gold that you have to dedicate to hitting these units. Way more than like any kind of 4-cost board or anything like that. And so it's gonna be really, really hard for us to hit our entire board in this spot here. We need to win some fights. We need to stabilize the board and then hit our stuff. So that's the scary part here. We're gonna roll down. Well, we're gonna roll a little bit here to pick up the Diana for the 4 Challenger, like we talked about. Just stacking Challengers really good. We'd love to pick up that Kindred. That's the dream here is find Kindred on 7. So that we can drop out the Akali, get 5 Chalian, which is just so much attack speed. Do get Urgot too, which is good, but there's one thing we need in this spot, and it's Maokai 2. We must hit Maokai 2 here. Get a little bit of gold here, which is not bad. Find a Maokai here, and we are going to roll until we find Maokai 2. We do find the Ross as well. Here's the problem. Maokai 2 does not come for a while. We have to roll it down to 9 gold here, which is, I mean, it's just horrible. We're Maokai paired on 50 gold, and we had to roll another 40 before we find it. This makes the spot quite difficult to play out. Once again, the main thing that we were lacking in the spot was econ, and we had to just spend all of our econ on fighting this Maokai 2. But really smart from Wasian to say, okay, we must play for the Maokai here. We need Maokai 2. If we lose another fight here, we are just guaranteed bot 4. We are not going to have enough HP to work with. He sees Graves here and actually considers playing a Challenger Spat Graves on this board, which is a really cool idea. The problem is we're kind of low and we need to win every single fight we can. Oh yeah, he starts yapping about this here and how low roll it is. To be fair, yeah, isn't it pretty crazy that you can get 3 gold and an item, or you can get 1 golden item and a dupe? You're telling me a dupe is worth 2 gold? No, it is definitely not. It's worth in Wasian's spot maybe 10 gold, maybe more low key. So yeah, unfortunate that he missed out on the dupe there, because that would have allowed him to hit a lot faster here. But yeah, I mean, as we scout the lobby, we see there's not a lot of Maokais out. It should be quite reasonable for us to hit the Maokai 3, but he just didn't come. He did not come as quickly as we would have hoped, and so now we are in this world where our board's kind of weak and we're losing fights, and yeah, you see Wasian's face here. He's like, oh, is this game cooked? The spot looks kind of cooked. 36 HP, nowhere near hitting any of our 3 stars. What are we to do here? We can make an Urgot item potentially. Acceleration Hex sounds really, really nice. We already have attack speed. But the AD is scaling really, really nicely with everything we got going on here. We can just take Urgot component here, which is sword plus, does he? Yeah, he has to take this Miss Fortune here, which is going to mean we're kind of likely to make Sterax here, which doesn't sound amazing, but it's not terrible. Have the Kindred, which is really, really nice. And we are going to Acceleration Hex here. So we've made it to the board. Kind of. It's only a 4 trait Ross, but that's fine. It still stats onto our entire board. The Armor to Mars is actually really valuable on this Maokai here. We're not going to slam the full Sterax here because we would like to greed for something a little bit better. We can very likely greed for heal cut plus a good item. It's a little scary. I mean, it's very scary, but it's going to be a lot scarier if we reach the end of the game with no heal cut. So we're going to take this loss here, and we just have to survive another fight. Even sells the Rost off here. So that he can make 30 gold, so that we can have as much econ as possible to roll down on 5-1, because this is his idea. Is he's like, okay, I have to survive. I'm gonna survive these next couple of fights. I might drop down to 1 life. It's very, very possible. But I need to hit my only out this game. My only way of playing this game is if I hit MF3. Actually, something really fortunate happens here. We rotate into Invader Z. This augment got nerfed pretty hard, and their board's just garbage. They're on the way to fast 9. So we do win this fight, which saves us an entire life here. We no longer, have to be worried about being stuck on 1 life here. We actually get to be 2 lives here, which is great news for Wasianiverson here. Okay, so we need to roll ideally for some kind of heal cut plus Urgot item. He does have the ability to take pretty decent stuff here, but then he sees this one, which is just heal cut plus Sterax, which is pretty good. So he opts to go for that. And okay, we have to roll here. We find him F3 pretty quickly, but we do still need to find Urgot. So we roll it down. We find 7 Urgots. We do know that we are getting another care package thing here, so he waits for it. It ends up being Titan's Resolve, which is kind of funny, but it's not bad. This can just be an item onto Urgot. He was hoping that he could get dupe there. I believe he can get dupe on stage 5. But he does not. So now we are in the world where we are still not Urgot 3, but we at least have the Miss Fortune 3. And yeah, still, if you showed me Wasian's spot here on 5-1 and asked me what I think he averages this game, I would say probably a 5th. Somebody else is already dead, which is pretty good. But honestly, maybe even a 6th. Just because there's some scary boards in this lobby for sure. There's that guy going fast 9 for Zed. Has not hit Zed yet, actually, which is good news for us. Second, we find another Urgot here. We have to donkey roll for it and just try to pick this up. And so we are going to continue to roll here. Wasian holds on to these Maokais a really long time, a surprisingly long time. If I'm in a spot here, but that's just because I'm not the GOAT, I would be insta-selling these Maokais and rolling for Urgot here because I'm like, there's no way we're hitting Maokai 3, and we really need to hit Urgot 3 here just to kind of stabilize our board here. But Weijin says, you know what? My Maokai is scaled up. I'm quite strong here, actually. I have the 3-star backliner. My augments are really good. I trust in my board to actually win some of these fights. I mean, look at the board that we just beat last round. It was a very reasonable Xayah board, just like a strong Xayah board. We actually kind of cleared them just because we have a Maokai that's been scaling the entire game on Cosmic X. We have a Miss Fortune with Acceleration X and everything that she's got going on. We're actually quite strong, surprisingly. So we can continue to chill on this board here, which is wild, but we can do it. We can actually do it here. Sadly, rotate into this board with a Bard setup, but look at this. We actually, I mean, look at this board that we just beat here. This is crazy here. All right. This is T-Light's board, right? I believe so. Can we go back here, Weijin? Yeah, this is T-Light's board. Bard 2 with the new malware. With Leona 4, this board kind of like straight up objectively looks insane. I mean, this is everything that we've been talking about. It even has like pretty decent combat augments here. But I mean, our Maokai 2, just with all the HP that we've stacked the entire game, is so tanky. Our MF with just perfect combat augments. The focus fire here for a relatively long fight does insane work. And she just clears off the entire board. And we win this. I mean, this is the power of Weijin's board. He actually, he gets up out of his seat here because he's like, wait a minute. Wait. I can actually play this game now. Thinks about GS here, then opts to take Striker's Flail so we can move this onto the Miss Fortune and then just move the LW over, which is just perfect. There are util items there and just have full damage items here. And he's like, wait, I'm actually gonna top 4 this game. Like, I'm 24 HP. I'm winning every single fight. I've turned the corner of hitting the Miss Fortune 3, having the Maokai who's scaled up enough. We are probably never going to find the Maokai 3, sadly, but honestly, Maokai 2, as you guys have seen in these fights, is tanky enough here, just with all this extra HP that he's stacked up here. And yeah, I mean, T-Light's actually, hilariously enough, with the Leona 4, Bard 2, loses this fight to the Zed, which is just so crazy. Actually, Leona 4 loses here, which is very sad for T-Lights, but, you know, it's CFT sometimes. But here, like, he's still missing, which is the craziest thing. He had these 8 Maokais at, like, the start, or these 8 Urgots at the start of the stage, and it's the end of stage 5 and he still has not hit Urgot 3, which is another just crazy, like, low roll in his spot here. Like, I feel like this game was insane. Like, the 4-1 roll down, these rolls the entire stage. Like, his rolls have just been absolutely horrible, but he's just making up with it with really good combat augments, with slams that make perfect sense. Like, he's just playing good TFT, and usually when you play good TFT, you get rewarded for it, and Weijin absolutely got rewarded for it this game. So top 4 locked in here. Full streaking, gonna sell the Maokai off at this point because, yeah, I mean, there's no way, it's literally impossible. But he needs to roll down, still on 7 here to pick up this Urgot. There's not that much stuff to add next level here. He could add something like a random, like, Morgana, but, like, yeah, there's really not all that much stuff to add, so he's gonna roll down here. Surely, by the way, that we'll find this this Urgot here, and we do end up finding it, and some extra Maokais here, which is not bad. Here's another, like, really heads up play from Wasianiverson here, is it looks as his item here. I think the intuitive thing to do would be to take, like, an item for Kindred, like IE for Kindred, QSS for Kindred, or something like that. That's very intuitive, because you're already 3-item We're in a Maokai in this spot here, but he scouts the lobby and sees, wait a minute, the rest of this lobby is actually very AD heavy, and my Maokai with all this extra HP onto him is actually like I mean, extra RMR is disgusting, a disgusting amount of extra survivability on this guy because there's so many AD boards out here, and because, you know, he's got all this extra HP. So he opts to take Bramble here, which is just so smart, so heads up, rotate into the Zed 2 player, and we just blow through him. Easy fight win, honestly, because the Zed, I mean, the Miss Fortune, actually, Challenger MF does a great job of farming these Zeds, of having that kind of like multi-target damage here to kill the Zeds. And I mean, look at the rest of the matchups, right? We have a Xayah matchup here. We have a Corki matchup here. Every single matchup is just full AD. So the Bramble Vest, another just amazing choice from Weijin that puts him in the spot here where now, I mean, how how is this Zaya meant to kill this Maokai, like, reasonably? Like, look at this. He's so tanky. I mean, he's tanking up to 15 seconds, like almost 20 seconds into the fight, and then MF can clean everybody else up in the rest of the fight. K jump drops down to 1 HP here. We got another fight coming here. We have our next level soon-ish. So, you know, we are looking at adding something that, once again, like, there's really not much to add here. Wish there was like a 6 challenger that we could play, but sadly it does not exist. So yeah, nothing gonna happen there. So yeah, I mean, we are just going to chill here on this board here. The Riven on the left side is a little scary, but kind of fine because she kind of splits her damage between Maokai and the other tanks. So we win this fight. The Zed player is fighting this other guy. The Zaya player ends up beating the Zed player, and look at this top 2 for Wasianiverson in this game that I think anybody, if you ask them, hey, would you play this spot, or would you just take like a random spot? Like, what do you think we actually average from there? Anybody would be like, I'm out. I would not like to play this spot. Like, just give me any other spot. He actually opts to level here because he's like, the game is so close to over. I might as well level here in another Maokai. I mean, it can't hurt. It's an extra unit onto the board, so not bad here. The Maokai is going to sit on the front line, tank a lot of damage. This guy's still not Jin 2, which is the really scary thing. If they hit Jin 2, this fight might get kind of cooked, and that's why we leveled, right? We need to win these fights right now before they hit their upgrades, because if they do find their upgrades, it's going to be very bad news for us. We do find them the Morgana here, which is really, really good. And now we are just praying that they do not find their upgrades, their Blitz 2, their Jin 2. They don't have it yet. They actually move around here. Sadly, they can't move the Zaya because of the acceleration hex, but they move the Jin to try to get some more snipers value onto this guy. So a little bit more snipers value. We'll see if that can swing it. Really good positioning to actually bait the Nunu ball to the left here, so that we don't have our stuff go to the back line. And we win this fight. The game is a first here. I mean, who else but Wasianiverson could play this spot into a first? Like, this is just, I mean, it just shows how much of a beast of the game this guy is, because I think so many people would have bought forward, maybe even gone 8th from this spot, and Wasian just perfect augments, very reasonable takes, ends up going first. So just such a crazy game. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch. Once again, sorry for the lack of streams lately, but I've been kind of sick. Yesterday was like the worst day of it. I think I'm coming through it now, but my throat is still a little not having a good time, so I'm probably going to take today off streaming as well. Sorry. But I will definitely be live tomorrow for my tournament. I'm gonna, if I have to be hopped up on Dayquil the entire tournament, I'll do it. But I must stream that. So I'll see you guys there for that. And yeah, that's it. All right, bye-bye.